And we are here for the second match of the day. This one more after. Got some special guests, a little help out here today. It's been almost exactly 1 year since you were on the broadcast with the Thor special last year at the NVA All-Star match. I'm joined by Las Vegas Ramblers' Jacob Vanderbeek. Thanks, buddy, for joining me here and hopping on.
You know, good time being here with a friend, just chatting with you.
Yeah.
Making some good commentary.
Yeah, I mean, this is the joy. Everyone that doesn't get to see, we play when we're not running these teams. We're part of the dub team, the boys that just travel around, play a lot of grass, a lot of indoor. So it's always fun to get joined by friends and talk about the game we love. This match, this is all about pride. Essentially, Founders coming in 1-8. An inaugural season that maybe hasn't gone the way they wanted. One of the big challenges, and I know you've seen it, you've played for briefly Blaze. Matador is a very seasoned player now for Ramblers. One of the biggest things is you kind of have that revolving door, getting guys that are reliable, that they're going to come to the events, and they're the impactful players. And I think the Founders quite yet there. But I think that their leadership is there, and that team will continue to progress. It's a tough spot.
100%. You see guys like Ryan Schickling been in the league since 2020. People like that just showing up every time, trying to get those other guys around them, make that squad, build that camaraderie that really just matters in this league. Like if you're playing with your boys, it's just that much easier.
It certainly is, and the same thing. We look at the Utah Stingers. They finally brought in some fresh blood. We saw, both the Cobrans. We've seen Pat Paragas. We've seen Shane Holdaway was involved, and they all couldn't attend this. So we're kind of back to the guys that we have that have been synonymous with the Stingers for so long. George Mencia, we've got
Russ Holmes out there again.
Oh, Russ always suits up. Potential middle sub, potential blocking substitution. But Inovo Romero, Zebra's been playing well for them this season. Fabian Rohina, also All-Star JJ Rosa. Had a little conversation about him with Buff Daddy last night, and we said it's one of those things that I think a lot of the times in the circles surrounding the league, he's not maybe talked about with as much respect as he deserves, but as soon as you talk to the players and the teams, everyone knows he's as good as it comes. He doesn't get served. No one hits at him. You avoid him at all costs.
Yeah, you hear him making some fun, complaining about it a little bit, just like,
I don't get to play.
No, exactly. He's on the court, but he doesn't touch the ball, so that's everyone's game plan.
Well, giving a quick rundown here for the rosters we've got, starting off on the side of the Stingers. You're going to see Sam Cobran there today, making his return. Wasn't here yesterday. He'll be on the outside opposite of him. Oh, he's going to be playing right side over Mencia. Oh, no, that is Mencia. Okay. I'm looking at Chandler Baugh's got me all turned around right now.
Who's setting?
Oh, Sam is setting. They don't have, Sam set at UCLA, and without either Pat Paragas or having Reed Chilton here today. So Sam Coburn's going to be in here setting. That was I was very confused, really struggling to figure that one out. Overpass coming in. Easy point for Mike Nelson putting that one away. Or Jeff Nelson, apologies. So Coburn's got hands. Mencia on the right, Zebra in the middle. Chandler playing outside. As well as Inovo Romero. Yeah, this is a new one. I've called a lot of games for the Stingers. Here's a lineup I've never seen. Great ball to the outside. On the side of the Founders, you got Caden Satterfield taking the libero. Ryan Schickling on the outside. 44s, Jeff Nelson on the other side. Ron Dunn setting. Nate Reynolds in the middle. Langston Payne in the middle. And on the right side, we are seeing Brendan Spolnick. A lot of guys that have been a little bit new. Spolnick and Satterfield got added during Event 4. Nate Reynolds played last night in the All-Star game, but this roster is as thin as they come. They've got 7 guys, so an injury spells disaster.
It's 7 versus 8 right now.
One of which is coach, owner, blocking sub Russ Holmes. Back set. Mencia chisels that one down the line. Mencia is a man without power on the right, but the experience that he brings is aggravating to say the least. Chisels, chops, everything in between. He waits for his moment.
The Stingers lineup is looking like the 2021, just all of them are playing different spots. They all put their spots in a hat, picked it, and said, all right, I'm going to set today. I'm going to play outside today.
It really does. Back then, because that was before they had J.J. Rosa as a libero, so you had Chandler was playing libero for them at that moment. Very apt. That's pretty funny to see. Mency right there with a nice move with that right hand. He's always such a good blocker. Backside set. Spolnick with a big kill.
That's a great rip on the right side.
He was struggling to find some connections yesterday against Wild, so nice to see him get going early.
Chatting with him before walking into the gym today, I'm pretty sure he let me into some little knowledge that he has never played right side in his life.
Hey, if you're an outside, everyone just assumes you can do it. Some guys make it look like no problem. I got to tell you, as someone that plays outside, that is the one position I would rather play middle. I can't figure out right side for the life of me, and it's just, I think it's that pacing, it's seeing the court, the vision. Playing middle, man, I prefer it all day long.
You know, I guess agree to disagree.
Yeah. See, again, you're one of those guys, though, that you'll play right side, but you can go step in and you can pass.
Yeah.
You can kind of make that transition. I try.
Try.
A for effort. Nice little cut across the court there. Catches the line. Spolnick once again showing some success. It's going to be 5 serving 4. Founders in the lead. Rosa battling with that one. It's going to be a high ball opportunity for the lefty on the outside. Chandler Baugh we made the joke when he was absolutely destroying our block for a while that I don't know that he hit the court against us, but he tooled us about 9 times. We just couldn't figure it out. That lefty swing coming from a lower point of contact. He's also the king of beach, grass, indoor. If there's a surface to play on, he plays. And you see it right there. Gets the ace, or the overpass. And Novel Romero in the net. Wants that one back. 6-5, still Founders holding on to a 1-point lead. Little hybrid going short.
Nice serve by Schickling right there.
Oh, man.
I have been on the receiving end of that and just made
far too many times. We've seen a lot more hybrids. We were talking about Christian Ventura as well as who's the setter that just played? It was Diego Villafane. Mm-hmm. Both of them doing a very similar top spin into that off speed, and you never know how deep in the court it's going to go. Schickling takes Coburn out. Triple block gets a touch, but not able to handle the heat from Romero.
Yeah, that's one good thing about me making that transition to the oppo is some of these serves this year, I'm pretty ecstatic that I'm not on the receiving end of them.
You know, last night when we were watching the All-Star match, I was just like, man, I have zero desire to be on that court. Yeah. Like, no part of me as a player, competitor, nope. Count me out.
It's fun to be a fan at those moments.
Yes. Nice little scoop there from Baugh. Tight ball. Romero's going to recycle. Covered by Fabian Rohina. Dunn leaves that one inside. Jeff Nelson goes for the recycle. Little bit of chaos. And now an opportunity into the middle. Nate Reynolds misses wide by inches. Got a little bit in front of Dunn there. And that kind of opened his shoulder just too much. If he gives that spacing just even 6 inches further back, I think he scores that.
100%.
But Ron Dunn loves setting his middles 5-6 feet off. He'll feed that ball in there. So that's a connection to expect to see just all match long.
Yeah, getting those middles going from the beginning is just such a key part of this game. We did it yesterday on the Ramblers. That first set just ran our middles more than we ever have and just went away with it. And then moved away from it. And then
yeah, but it can feel a little counterintuitive when you've got Felix Chapman, Penrose, all those guys. But, hey, man, their life still gets easier. They're thankful when the middles are out there.
Nice serve down the line.
Nelson. Ooh, he finds it. Man, that was not even a swing over the top. He just came in front of his body. I'm surprised he didn't hit Russ Holmes with that one.
That was a good rip.
I love to see the Founders just not coming out and rolling over. It's tough when they already came here this weekend. You had to fly across the country, take time off work, whatever it might be, knowing that how to get in was 3-0 sweeps over Wild and Stingers. That was your mission, along with other teams. losing. Like, they didn't have their destiny in their hands at all.
The Stars had to line up the perfect way for them to make the playoffs after that.
So it's a tough one, but, love seeing these guys coming out, and they're going to play every point they get, and that's what it's all about, being a brand new team in the league. Build some stock up and take it into season 2024.
It's times like that kind of show what team you are, though. Just
absolutely.
wanting to play for that pride of that win at the end of the season. Kind of getting that momentum into next year.
Nice dig, transition. Chandler Baugh. J.J. Rosa tracks that down. Free ball. Man, I'd love to see a swing on that if possible.
Yeah.
Ron Dunn. Nice find on Langston Payne. Once again, we talked about J.J. Just that discipline. Turn, burn, gets all the way out there.
I thought that set was money.
Hey, there was a highlight place. Got to do a little self-promotion there yesterday. Joel Auerkamp saving Kendall Ratter, getting dang near aced. Joel put up about a 40-foot bump set free ball in our match against the Founders that Kendall Ratter took to the cleaners. That's worth watching. Go check out Kendall Ratter's Instagram. That thing was one of the gnarliest swings where he's like, all right, I made that pass. You give me this set. Time to clean up the trash. I'd love to see that swing go through.
I don't know. There's that one swing that you guys had on us. I think it was the second event of the season. Love my boy Gert, obviously, but standing down ball. Just tooling off a Gert.
3.5 million people, including Sports Center, saw that, and one of our finer moments. Shout out to our social media manager, always capturing our best. Ron Dunn to serve. He was joining me on the All-Star broadcast last night during the second set. Had a ton of fun working with him. And a nice serve there. He had a ton of fun working with J.J. Rosa just now. Look at the pep in the step, a 3-point lead, 12-9. But, hey, if we've learned anything, and I learned it firsthand, Stingers start slow and they build. If you have to win these early sets if you want to take them down.
If you look at the stats, I feel like most of their wins might have come off a first set loss.
Yeah. Yeah. Very much so.
Maybe even first two. They love it. They love a reverse sweep.
Third set, their match set or their set win ratio must be absurd.
Probably 100%.
If you go look at them over the last 3 years, 4 years, that would be a very fun. I always laugh. The MLB has some of those absurd stats. That would be one of those that I would love to see. Schickling tip.
What a tip by Schick. Just too much finesse on that one.
Here's a fun one for you. Zebra was originally on Founders and wasn't slated to be on the travel roster. Contacted me and said, hey, you know any teams that need a middle? And so I hit up Russ Holmes and kind of made that connection. So he's kind of playing against a team that didn't view him as good enough to travel. And now he's on a team in the third place spot going to playoffs.
I've been right there with him. Been in that same exact boat last year, I believe it was. That was a fun time.
Hey, it's all about proving your worth, though. I mean, I was a big believer in the work you were doing with Matadors. That's where Vinny Rodriguez and I, prior to leaving and just abandoning you altogether, that's where we had those conversations. You see what those players can do. I loved your game, and we wanted to get you involved. And, hey, you are living the good life right now.
I can say that I am. I think Chandler might be hitting 1,000 right now.
Yeah. I mean, he brings a bunch of heat. It's not just something like, oh, he's not that good. We need to be. No, he's hammering the ball.
Some of these shorter players are really hard to play against.
Yes.
They're just not in that vision range of you jumping all the way up there, going for your hands.
I mean, we're getting it right now. The undersized 0-2 battle of Schickling and Baugh just going back and forth. Chips, chisels, and aiming for pinkies. 15-11, that means one more point here will, in fact, take us to a technical timeout. Payne lost a handle on his last serve. Well, didn't miss short this time, but misses it in the net.
Got to find that happy medium.
Yeah. A lot of space in between.
He's been a fun one to see back in this league, though, Payne.
Yeah.
Being in this league for 4 years, just seeing some of those familiar faces from all of those seasons has been a fun one this year.
And I mean, he's been the ever journeyman. Started in 2020 on Southern Exposure, Then went to, was it Chicago Untouchables?
Yeah.
Was it Chicago that he went to?
I believe so. I think he's been with Schick the whole time. So
No, because Schick was Ramblers.
Oh, you're right.
And then he went to Freedom. Maybe he was originally
Chicago.
Freedom. Then he went Chicago, New Jersey. He's bounced around for a couple squads, but always great to see in the league. But that's going to go 16-12, so we're going to see a technical timeout. Bring it back over to the sideline. What are you seeing right now? I mean, I'm impressed with the Founders, but any core takeaways here?
Yeah, I think the Founders are just playing a little more level. This is most of their starting lineup, so they're used to playing with that, and Stingers have those certain guys that are playing positions that they're not used to. So just a little more like puzzle piecing on that side.
Yeah, I think it comes down to that. Just like you said, when you're kind of removed from that, they have a lot of talent on the floor, but it's how do I play this position? We kind of saw that with Jake Milnazic. Phenomenal outside. Server when he was playing libero, no problem.
Yeah.
He and I were laughing about it. It's like, man, when you get back there and you have to control the court, it is an entirely different beast. You are running around in different locations that there's guys hitting Bicks in front of you. You know, you feel like a little bit of that rabbit trying to cross the road with all those moving pieces. So
that was like with Carlson on our side playing libero the other day. He was like, dude, I just have to get in that libero mindset. And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly what you have to do. You're not an outside anymore.
Put your helmet on. Put your shoulder away.
Pass with any part of your body that you need to.
Palms up. Well, here we are back into it. See if Spolnick can push this lead into 5. Well, that technical timeout working against him there. But when you got a 4-point lead, you can let that one go. Green lighted a little bit. Also serves like that help get some credibility for like Ryan Schickling's off speed when you keep having to work guys front to back, front to back, front to back.
Opens up the floor that much.
Yeah. Spinner. Ball leaves it short. I'm curious to see after that off-speed beat. I'm curious if they're going to stay lined up deep.
Nice hybrid.
Yep. Target's a Noble. See ya. Taking my Satterfield on to Ron Dunn. Step close. Open the cannon right there.
Love an aggressive setter.
Yeah, we saw that earlier with Langston. I thought he was going to turn on 2 and behind. They went to a 2-man serve receive. They were able to continue really being disciplined in it. We had them for sets 1 and 2, and then they got their serve and pass game really turned on. But teams know to target Romero.
Well, I mean, with 2 liberos back there, Chandler and JJ.
Yeah. Options are pretty clear. Satterfield takes 2. Nelson's just easy roll, taken by Baugh. And now Hoyt swings. Great dig by Satterfield. Spolnick covers himself. Rondon in system again. Nelson hammers. Fabian Rohina can't handle the heat. Wow, there's the Founders scrap that we were, that was the thing for the first 3 events we talked about. They were one of the best scrapping teams. They just lacked a couple arms to put the ball away.
Yeah. Defense wins the championships, but at the same time, you do need at least one solid arm. I think they're challenging that 4-touch, or that block touch on that one. I saw a touch personally, but
I missed it. Everything looked kind of steady as she goes there. Was there a recycle or something like that? Got it.
They thought they didn't touch it.
Those are always tough also to overturn. If the call was let it go, you've got to – because we all – like even when we're blocking, we don't know sometimes that net hits your arm and the ball clearly hits your arm, but you don't know if there's a net in there. So
I forgot which ref I was talking to. I don't believe it was an NVA ref, but there was like some statistic that most of the time there's going to be a touch just by the way that the ball might hit the net and warp the net, and you're pressing over. So
it's a compression thing.
Yeah.
It's like if it's anywhere near, by the time it hits your arm below the net, it's going to compress and hit your arm above the net.
Yeah. And at the speed that most of these guys are hitting, it's most likely going to be a touch.
It's kind of like where some of those pancakes, you're like by sheer volume of ball surface, you're probably not fully under that.
Yeah, unless you just have a mitt on.
Well, Mike Mon, our head NVA official, taking a look at that up in the booth. He's going to look at a couple of angles. radio that down to our R2, and that's going to be call stands, point for Founders. Quick read at home for fans. If you're wanting to learn a little bit more of a rule that's probably not relevant to you, the ref will go to the opposite side to indicate who scores the point. So if you want to know where it's going to go, he steps to the left there. That means Founders is going to get the point. So you can always find out an eighth of a second before. And if you got a bet at home, you can make with some family friends on the couch. That's a quick way to know.
Some solid insight there.
Yeah.
Great set.
Romero off the hands. Schickling with a nice dig. In transition, Langston Payne. Rosa scraps. Ball with a tight ball. It's going to have to be handled, and it's handled brilliantly. Ron Dunn locks it down on the right side. I love that transition in the middle, and that's where this team, when I look at the core that's going to continue to develop, Nate Reynolds and Langston Payne, they're guys that in transition middles, they are threats. They're going to score well for you.
Langston's a guy that you could set from that Ramblers logo back there, and he'll still be ready to take a rip at it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's a high flyer. Nate, another guy that's just fresh out of the D3 scene. He's got a lot of growing to do, but there's so much value and upside. You've got to respect the way that they use him.
That's something that this league will get you, though, is that exposure to those top guys. Personally, me coming from NAIA
Right.
in 2020, right after I graduated, it was just insane. You either show up or you don't. And
Yeah.
it was some great exposure from the get-go for me personally.
Trial by fire, you and Jair Santiago running a 6.2. I remember that Utah event well. Had no idea who you were, but Vanderbeek was a lot of fun to say repeatedly that weekend.
Back in the good old days.
That fabled 4-day weekend in Utah, right as COVID was on the precipice of rearing its ugly head and wrecking the season.
Was it the Matadors took, what, like 35 people to that event?
Off the tape, good pass by Nelson. Langston Payne once again.
Good.
Man, that off-speed Cuddy. He's a player that's also continued developing. He played his ball D1 George Mason, and since then you've just seen he was traditionally, even 2 years ago, just not a consistent or a good server. He has locked that down with a serve that you got to get behind it. It is scary to pass.
Something that you bring up a lot is just like a bunch of these East Coast guys playing grass ball. And same sport, but it's so different. You just got to make certain shots that help you so much in indoor and reading and just placements.
It's funny because I haven't played as much grass as I would like, and I think you've played with me almost every time I've played, but we really see that kind of you embrace the chaos too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where you and I as players enjoy the game is one hand can dig a ball. And if you're willing to make the long moves, you can play some ugly volleyball that you learn how to keep a ball.
As long as it's up.
Hey, competitive, keep the balloon off the floor.
Exactly.
And Freedom, they are the kings of that game. Oh, Mincy loses that one completely. Well, Stinger's a little flat out of the gate, but
it's typical first set volleyball.
I was going to say, I'm going to hold any comments in reserve as someone that already fell victim to this weekend. But, giving Founders credit where credit's due. Good dig by Dunn. Satterfield steps in. Schickling, roll shot off speed.
That is one of my favorite shots.
Yes, and this is something I think a lot of taller players, since they don't have to develop a lot of tools, they can just be tall and hard.
Power.
Watch his full windup. For undersized people at home, his arms full draw all the way back like a normal swing, and then it stops that last minute, pulls all the power off, and the roll over the top.
You just have to sell it to the last second possible.
Yeah, and Schickling really is a pretty clinical example. And again, it all works only because he is willing to swing. So guys are back on their heels. They're sitting deep, trying to play off of a high hand, some of those crafty corners.
And you have that whole court open.
Yep. The campfire, as they call it. Satterfield lays that one up. And there you go. Schickling now willing to swing. So defense might be making some adjustments, and he just goes that back and forth. But clinical win, 25-18 is that's an authoritative statement.
100%, that first set. But like we've been saying, being a broken record with the Stingers team, it's never what the first set defines for the rest of their match.
They just like to start warming up at 0-0 in the first.
Yeah, got a bit of a veteran roster on that side, so
I'm confident we're not going to this is not a 3 and done.
No, not at all.
Well, we're going to take a quick breather. We got a nice little 2-minute break, and we'll be right back. back into the action here. Set number 2, Philadelphia Founders. I mean, I think that was best case scenario. I was hoping when they come in here Sunday, a little, after that All-Star match, sometimes it feels like a little bit of that punch for the weekends out of it. We only have 3 matches today, but they show up and they are ready to play. They only have 7 guys. There's no one on the bench cheering for them. There's no fans here for Philadelphia. It is as flat as it could be naturally, but the boys fired up.
Yeah, it's that last game of the season mentality. You're playing with your boys. You like everyone out there. It's a fun time. You just going out swinging. You really have nothing to lose.
Yeah. And I mean, also on the side of the Stingers, it's they're too many points behind Wild to take that. So it's already, regardless of even if they overtook Wild to get second, it doesn't matter.
No.
Second and third play each other. So Wild and Stingers are going to play the first round.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. So this one's just let's have some fun. Let's enjoy ourselves. JJ Rosa gets a good one, and Hoyt swings too deep.
No, he got the touch.
Gets the touch. Yeah, Langston Payne tends to occupy a lot of that space up there. There's some mans to aim at.
It's the downfall of jumping so high,
Your head, your hands, shoulders.
Everything's a target.
Yep. Also worth noting, Mikael Hoyt, Zebra, out there, the middle blocker, just played for the Trinidad and Tobago national team. Played, between events 4 and 5. Spent a couple weeks traveling, playing some of the NORCECA events. We've had about 4 or 5 guys this season kind of bouncing around. Puerto Rico Pythons lost one of their middles. I'm forgetting the name at the moment, but to the Dominican team got picked up. Inger Maises Feliz
for libero.
For Matadors. Then Ricky Massanet from Puerto Rico got picked up by the Puerto Rican national team. So a bunch of guys for some of those other NORCECA squads outside of the U.S. They've been getting a lot of looks from their home countries and just a lot of eyes on the league. They were using the footage here to get those guys. It's like, oh, quick phone call.
As they should, though. There's some solid talent, and they deserve to be on those teams.
Selfishly, I just want them back here.
Right.
But always love seeing them have that success. Backside. A good angle attack from Spolnick. Their connection feels a lot better today. Yesterday, I felt like his approach was a little early, and then someone was leaving him back. So they were kind of they were always that foot off where it was like they're hitting the ball, but not with the pace that
Yeah, the timing just isn't there. I'm not too familiar with this Founders squad, but it does look like they haven't really played together that much.
Yeah.
Just that certain lineup right there. So probably just trying to get some kinks out.
Oh, Nelson. Who put those banners there?
It's just PVC pipe, Doesn't hurt that bad.
A couple players in this league are definitely less afraid than others. We've seen some guys just straight
take
tackle
those out.
They're kind of intentionally
Forgiving.
breakable. Yeah.
A little more forgiving than the bleachers there.
Yes. Zebra just loves a simple float. He wants to play the point. Gets a good return on it there, too.
Inside set.
Schickling works the corner, making Romero go baseline. Satterfield getting lit up a little bit there. Yeah, you talked about kind of like that newness. Spolnick and Satterfield, both brand new. I believe Spolnick out of SUNY New Paltz. Satterfield, I want to say was a Long Island volleyball guy. I might be wrong on that. Apologies if I am. So it's a Northeast D1 school that Ryan Schickling's actually an assistant coach at.
I was going to say that would make the most sense, having their coach on the team.
Yeah, so I could be wrong there. Also, Kai Duquem has been involved with the league from the Stingers, but also kind of he was with Chicago for a little bit, but also,
head coach.
He was kind of helping build this team because he's in Long Island now, and he's involved with LIV. So that was another one of those guys. So I believe Satterfield, that's where he was playing his ball. Let's see if we actually have the note. Yeah, Long Island University.
Wow.
There we go.
You're so smart. That's why you get paid the big bucks, Nick.
That's exactly right. That's why I'm highly in demand. They want the Bank of England knowledge. But some of those guys brand new at Event 4. So just really cutting their teeth here. We don't have the standard, Brian Lee, Jordan Robinson in that libero spot that we're used to seeing. No Piotr Namiotko on the right side who's been working for them. Ryan Schickling had an ankle injury for the middle part of the season, so good to see that he's back and healthy. Spinner. Ooh.
Just long.
only about 8 feet. That's the hard part of that hybrid serve, though. You're coming at it fast to kind of deceive and hide exactly what you're doing with it, so you can pretty easily tail that ball.
Yeah. Just hit the wrong spot. Might hit the back wall, you never know.
Here's to you, Zach Meyer. Good pass by Schickling. Bick. I thought Schickling might have been over, but no call. And that
good
tip,
use of the block.
Yeah, funnels down through Reynolds. Well, you got to side out now. Start to cut losses. Satterfield just airs that one out. You're going to have a double block tip over the top. Nicely read by Romero. Mincy swings and gives them another free ball opportunity. Rosa controls the back row. Quick tempo set.
Oh.
Rosa covers with his head. Ball picks it up. And Rosa gives it some time. Satterfield takes one. Nate Reynolds, a little bit of a low set, but beats the double block. J.J. Rosa, Chandler Baugh, the dynamic duo. Two liberos back there just working that one.
You saw a little bit of miscommunication on that free ball. It's kind of just like, oh, wait, I'm not in that libero jersey.
Yeah.
That's technically not my ball today. So
I do have to say, in oval doing a nice thing. He looked like he's going to go on the triple block there and then peels off underneath. So he knows the tip is going to come over the triple and it just end up in his lap there. Really love that look. Nice little punch dig there. Low set, battling with hands. Dunn tried to accelerate that play, maybe catch the block sleeping. Low set, but Nelson just all right, it is what it is. Let's catch him back there.
it's one of those. If it makes it through, it makes it through,
If not, it is what it
It
is.
is what it is.
Nate Reynolds. He sends that one long. He's leaving that toss a little too in front of him and a little low. Yeah. So he's really chasing it.
Very eager toss for
Yes.
a 2-point deficit.
Work it in. Just get that first one, find it, and then work into it. Start unloading it. Get a little bit more of a service progression from him. Fabian Rohina, classic float server. Satterfield going deep on that one. But Nelson doing a great job here so far. Number 44. He picked up 3 kills on 6 attempts in the first. Only blocked 1 time, no errors. Hitting a 50% clip. He's gotten a couple kills since. But again, he's avoiding errors. That's the name of the game. That's some of the teams that have been struggling, kind of that underdog role this event. When you're playing up into a bigger opponent. Coburn on a spinner.
Ooh,
moves the tape.
You hate when it's against you, but
you love
when it happens for you.
He's been a pretty impressive jump server. We haven't seen quite as much recently, but man, when he first appeared on the scene this season, that first 2 events, he had everyone on their heels. He was blasting balls. It's been a little less consistent as time goes on. Founders down 2, find themselves in a good spot. Nelson wanting to see if he can earn a real point here, kind of start closing that gap. Hoyt, great
Zebra.
connection. Man, Coburn, I know he did set for UCLA, also playing outside, but he hasn't missed a beat here, stepping back into that setter role.
Just muscle memory at that point, You've
Yeah.
done it for so long. You might have a little bit of rust, but that's what warm-ups are for. And
Yeah, exactly. But also, it's Zebra's one of those undersized middles that jumps well, and so sometimes it's really hard to a guy you've never set in the middle. Also, not the height doesn't match where you've got to set. You're setting the space.
What you're used to, too.
Yeah. So that's where I've been impressed with that connection so far. And Zebra just, when he's a steady contributor to this offense, a lot of it just kind of continues to click.
Yeah.
Langston misses that one completely, but a decent result all the same.
Free ball.
Good take by Spolnick. Missed location by Dunn. Backside Mincy tips over the top. Reynolds pulls.
Schick going for the tool and just drops right inside that line.
Yeah.
Solid block.
Schickling, where he prefers that set and where he tends to succeed is he wants fast.
That man wants full tempo,
As
1 inch
fast
above the
as he-
net.
Yeah, but it's hard to do, and if you're calling for it in a setter that's either not able to do it or the pass doesn't permit, sometimes you kind of request an unachievable set, and Dunn trying to find in both of those kind of just no opportunity.
Yeah. I've been on the receiving end of that swing, though, a couple times where, personally as a blocker, I'm late, and then, your pinky's just facing the wrong way because you're reaching a little too hard.
Still in that -2, Spolnick to serve. Good ball. Chandler's going to swing himself out of this one. Spolnick tight. Dunn.
Smart volleyball right there.
Yeah, Dunn doing a little bit of that kind of 180, chasing the ball. He lost exactly where that was going to come across. Also, Bob being a lefty there meant that he could kind of take it outside Dunn's center of body.
Lefty outsides are
a nightmare. Let's
yeah,
just be real.
you just don't see them. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great rip from Spolnick. I mean, that's as good as it gets. Mency and Romero both had good reads into the corner. They were both offset on their bases. Mency sitting 22 feet back there. Romero two full strides off center back, and they still torched right through there.
Yeah, it's some good side-out volleyball here. Founders just need to get that real point, too.
And that's under the net. I believe the rule of thumb is you owe everyone drinks.
Yeah, I'll be cashing in on that later. He's not forgetting that one.
Schickling was at my wedding, so he knows he owes me one.
Part of me hopes we got that on, solid film.
The point?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you might be able to see him. He's kind of in that lower corner. He knew. Through the tape. Spolnick once again. Oh, my gosh. Every corner is an opportunity for him right now.
He set up these lines because he's just painting them.
Yes, he is. Wow, what a move. Glad to see it for him. He struggled to find his rhythm, not to any of his own fault. Yes, as he said, brand new position. I'm here to play with the boys kind of mentality, but wow, he's got me fooled right now.
Right.
He's looking solid.
He's looking like their guy to go to. He's their go-to guy every time.
Welcome to the world of broadcasting. Saying the right words in the wrong order and then restructuring them after. Oh, that's the terminology we all use regularly.
I forgot how to speak,
Foot in mouth.
Another float serve.
Little punch pass there. Oh my
Unloading on that ball.
I mean, that looked like a smooth swing until about the last 8 inches until he contacted that, and he absolutely crushed that.
He's in a see-ball, hit-ball mentality.
And Ron Dunn's in a set ball, feed him mentality. And he's rotating front row off that. I mean,
that's a good ball to go front row after.
Yes. Coburn helps it out, and here we go. Set goes to the backside. I thought he almost got a touch on Zebra.
I think he just missed. It was a solid swing, though. And that's our technical timeout.
There it is. Like a true pro. You see it coming before I do. We're going to take a quick 1-minute breather. 3-point lead, Utah Stingers. We'll be right back. As we continue to sing the praises of Spolnik on the right, Stingers continue to extend the lead to 3 now. So Founders still, if they're going to find a way to take this set 2, they got to plug a couple more holes as Stingers continue to build some momentum.
Yeah, they just have to execute on their own serve.
Wow, Novel Romero getting fed up with Spolnik. He waits until Nelson's on the backside to take out his aggression there.
Yeah.
You got to feel a little bad for Nelson. that
That
wasn't meant for him.
No. No hard feelings. You're just the guy that's there.
Yep. Because you could see Romero was pretty annoyed after the after the 3rd swing in a row from the D-ball that Spolnik got him. Good run from Coburn all the same.
First real point we've seen in quite a while.
Yeah. Nelson's been attacking that zone 1. Just a kind of a safe, consistent spinner. I expect to see the same here. Does a couple things. A, attacking their worst passer in Romero. And 2, now you're going to see the set coming over Coburn's head. Puts him in a little bit of a tougher spot. But hey, Anoval's got a cannon, so no problem for him.
Yeah.
Not sure where he's headed next season. He just got back from playing over in Israel this last year. He was playing over there. I know that Eisenberg, Berge, and Gianluca Grasso, they were all competing with each other this past season.
Sounds like a solid league.
Yeah, he was not on the team with the 3 of them, and they all won the Israeli Super Cup. Satterfield battles with that one. Schickling's going to push this middle of court. Mency risk averse as always, but Langston Payne, that was going about 2-foot line.
Yeah.
Didn't have a lot of power, but
no, it was a
cut.
solid cut. Big fan of the thumb down cuts myself.
Again, I always have to say when you're up so high, you're breathing some different air for the rest of us. It's just execution. You're not competing with a block there. He was just what do I want right now?
Too much court to pick.
Well, I was singing some praises of his serving earlier, but he's put one in the net. He's kind of lollipopped that last one. He's just not finding that toss.
He's got one of those interesting hybrids where you toss with 2 hands, no spin, and you just have to generate it off your own swing.
Yes.
And that's, if it's on, it's on. If it's off, it's off.
Yeah.
It's just how that works. Ooh.
I saw out.
I did as well.
And I think that, yeah.
We will find out shortly.
This is one of those ones that there's a tough, when you're over top of the ball or like down line, sometimes it lands basically hovering line and it's hard to tell where ball compression is.
Yeah.
From here, I thought I saw court between
the ball,
and the white line.
Yeah.
So it can be hard to tell, especially with court designs, glare, all these different things.
The way the ball just skips off the floor.
But I think we saw the same thing. But, hey, that's why the NVA has a challenge system. Take a little breather. And as always, I give my pitch because so many people ask me every time. So the way this works, you get 3 challenges to start the match. And if you get the challenge correct and overturn with irrefutable evidence,
then it was out.
There it is. Then you get to keep your challenge. If you get it wrong, you go back. You lose that. Go to 2, go to 1, whatever. If you get to set 5, then you are awarded 1 challenge. Didn't matter if you had 3, 2, 1, 0.
You use them or you lose them.
Exactly. And then you get same rules. You get it right, you keep it. You get it wrong, you lose it. So it's all about managing that. What's really funny, though, I have to tell you, you have the privilege regularly because of our vantage and being so locked in. Coaches regularly look at the broadcasters to see what
our reaction.
Yes. Yep. It happens all the time. And Spolnik is the answer. This is Philadelphia Spolnik against the Utah Stingers right now.
100%. Yeah, I'd say I'm pretty guilty every time we try to challenge a ball. I look right at you.
Yep. Well, because I'm also a fairly animated individual. Like, I'm not on camera, so you'll see me pointing, or you can just read my body language. I'll also just tell you what I see. Take it or leave it. It is what it is.
That, or when you just have some guys on the sideline or in the crowd, look at them, ask what they saw.
Yeah. Little community powwow. Set outside. Okay, Mency and Rohina.
That is a hard wall to get through right there.
Schickling puts a first-class postage on that one. Return to sender, 1-day shipping. That was on the ground before anyone was from that swing or the block. A little bit of chaos. Satterfield's going to just air that one out. Step close.
Love a step close to that ball.
Tight ball.
Oh! That's a little payback for Schickling on that last
Nate
one.
says, I got my boy. Don't worry, Schick. Earlier we made the comparison. Baugh and Schickling, the smaller, undersized outside. Feels like some of the big brothers out there like, that's my guy. Yeah. Nothing like my wife supporting the animation.
Yeah, we're missing your wife in the stands and Ozzy.
Ozzy? Oliver.
Oliver.
Sir.
Oh
wow.
my gosh.
Wow, get him
he's
out
not
of here.
our he's not our
right,
team mascot anymore.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank Jacob Vanderbeek for stopping by here. Sliding the NVA pooch. Wow, there it is. Well, we all need to take a breather here for a second. 22-17. I'm going to let Vanderbeek think about that one. We'll be back in 40 seconds. Chandler Baugh hitting that lefty spinner. Good ball from Schickling. Spolnick once again.
Squeezing it through that block.
Yeah, and this is always one of those tough situations where you want to say because he hasn't failed, set him every ball. And at the same time, if you do set him every ball, then it becomes so predictable, like what else? You know, like at some point it fails.
I think they're arguing about whose side that ball was on.
Well, if you want to know, that absolutely went down on the side of the Stingers. Some solid input from the crew upstairs, if anyone's unsure how that one went. And that wasn't hard to tell from there.
No.
The right hand of the middle, Rohina was not penetrated.
No, was not there. Just rolling down, yeah.
Yep. Good pass by Romero. Tips.
Good
oh,
cover.
What a cover. Kept alive, sent over.
Oh, my.
Jeff Nelson.
Little step close ripper right there.
This is one of those, like, teammate things. I want to give credit. Ron Dunn immediately identified chaos mode, pointed at Nelson, told him, you go, and he kind of, like, snapped out of a little bit of, like, where's the ball?
Yeah.
Step close, fast, got on his horse. But that is how important a teammate recognizing the moment also is.
You had said it yesterday that number 15's passing wasn't doing so well.
Yep.
And the last four passes he's had have been 3-point passes. So
That's just it. He is one of those guys that he swings well almost always, and he feeds the beast through his feet. If you can slow him down if you get the back court kind of unstable. But, man, when he's on, he's a complete package. But he's not – in my opinion, I think Anoval's not so much one of those outsides that can be passing poorly and swinging perfectly.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of like on or off as a player, and when he's on, it's a massive, massive problem. Arguably one of the most difficult players in the league to stop.
Yeah.
But so that's why our whole mentality was serve him every ball, kind of like how Felix Chapman gets approached. Make him play every point, touch every ball, wear him down offensively.
If they're going to beat us, they're going to be exhausted after.
Exactly. So he's to your point, though, he's dead on right now. Jeff Nelson.
There's no stopping him either right now. It seems like the last 5 of his swings have just been kill, 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 kill.
Which is impressive because we tout so much the prowess of Reynolds and Payne. Right now, the Pen's contributing, but again, you've got to get the stops. They've kind of started reeling in. They dropped down 4 points, back down to 2, but you've got to keep making stops.
I don't think they've gotten past this 2-point mark of
You're
being
correct.
down by 2.
And it's things like that. Again, I talked about Romero. He's on. He's passing well. And again, you can't, if you're going to serve him, you cannot serve him
right on
50% of the balls. Every ball has to go because you're waiting for him to make the mistakes and then hope that you get another one right after. If you just let him kind of pass one in every 2, every 3, he's going to pass that one well. It's a volume thing, and so right now I think Founders aren't quite putting enough on him, a little bit lacking that discipline, but that's all a little bit of sideline input. I will say Philadelphia New Jersey Freedom is the most disciplined. When they have their guy, every single serve seems to hit that guy. I remember when you guys played them, Chapman was identified very early on as the target. Every float, every jump, same thing. And they just really execute well on that.
100%.
Well, it's a decent timeout. Again, 24-21, I think Founders has really picked up their game here, the way that they're playing at the back end of this set. And, have a little conversation. You want to get 1 or 2 to start it off. Maybe you lose 25-23. Maybe you come back and steal a set. But I like the opportunity. Slow Coburn down.
Make him think about it.
Yep. Quick to the pin. There it is, Spolnick.
It's a good use.
Yeah, it is.
Little low, quick set. Didn't have much to do with it except for that, and did that perfectly.
A Ryan Schickling set to Spolnick.
Yeah.
And Nelson, not to get him a broadcaster curse here, but he's been hitting a consistent spin. He's hitting it on an oval side of the court. If you can do that here, again, push one more reel, see what happens. Goes to Baugh. Backside, an oval blocked back. There it is, a stop for Schickling in pain. Now 24-23, have to wonder with a jump spin coming in here, is Coach Russ Holmes going to take a timeout, or is he just going to let the boys play? Spinner from Nelson, that one goes wide. 25-23, right on the nose, but Founders feels a little bit better about that. Maybe kind of a sigh of relief from Stingers. Let off the hook at the end of that. We're split 1-1. We'll be right back. Dialing it back in here, I am Nick England, joined courtside by Las Vegas Ramblers right side, Jacob Vanderbeek. We're bringing you set number 3. Philadelphia Founders taking on Utah Stingers, split 1 set apiece. Jump serve from Coburn goes long to get us underway.
You know, Founders lost that last set, but it was by 2, not like that first set they won by 7.
25.
Not
yeah,
as commanding, but again, typical Stingers. Wow. It's typical Stingers volleyball right there.
I really do enjoy a lot of the players getting to work with me this weekend because you guys all start to, when you got to speak a little bit, you start to realize how quickly you just put your foot in your mouth. Some of those matches, when you get Founders and Freedom or Stingers and Stunners, or the Wild has Schiffer and Schaefer as outsides, you start to really realize how quickly you just, oops. Or you're reading some of these names and you're seeing where I'm getting my material from. Black and white copies with hard lines to read occasionally.
Font size 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know most of the guys, but every now and then a new name shows up, or some people list 6 names and you don't know which one they formally go by. It's always an adventure. You love it. That's what keeps me on my tippy toes.
Well, my favorite, someone we haven't seen that much this season, Storm. I wouldn't even try to pronounce his last name.
Fa'angata Tufunga?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm like 85% right on that.
Just wide.
Yeah, there was a lot of conversation on that one. I would say, regardless of in or out, 2-2. Let's not, A, stop the game, B, lose a challenge on this one. You're fine.
I think there's nothing more frustrating than early challenges.
Yes. Now, if you were down 4-0 on the receiving end, maybe let's have the conversation to steal one back or something like that, because you can also use it as a timeout. But Langston hit a ball.
Or you just set Payne right away
exactly.
and let him get it back.
And I think that's a big thing that you learn. You learn the game state, learning the flow of the game. Where are we at? And all the guys over there, a lot of them are coaches that they're like, let's keep playing. We know we don't need to throw ourselves out of it because they're still riding that energy from set 2.
Oh, there he goes, contacting that serve.
We have seen every single kind of serve out of him today with that contact.
Back wall, almost missing the net, under the net, and finally making the court.
It's certainly a serve.
It is. I personally can say I'm a victim of the back wall topspin serve this weekend.
Yep. Now he's targeting referees. Nothing quite as legendary as Felix Chapman catching Jair Santiago last night in the southern regions with a jump serve. Then promptly one rotation later without Jair on the court, hitting a ref, just aiming for people.
Turn into the dodgeball.
Yep. Spolnick once again. Great point. We have some stats here we can look at. 79%, 11 kills, 1 error, 14 attempts, now 12 of 15. He is hitting an insane clip.
Yeah.
He has doubled the closest guy with Romero on the side of the Stingers. He's almost doubled Jeff Nelson, the next closest individual. I'll stand by my comment earlier of the Philadelphia Spolniks.
I think that's fair.
Owner Andrew Lee, if you're at home listening, there's my pitch for the rebrand. Ball goes off speed, just too much off speed. Schickling had a solid first set with his serving selection. Slowed down a little bit in the meantime. Not that he's in progress. Nice cover close from Spolnik.
Trying to do a little too much with that one.
I don't blame him. Every ball he's touched so far has been gold. So.
Yeah.
The man could do no wrong. That'll be his second. Well, that's his first hitting error. He's been blocked once, but don't think twice about that one. Some good defense from the Founders all the same, but Novo Romero is in stride on this serve. Schickling is he's in it right now.
step close.
That would be aggressive. Well, Schickling's hasn't been aced, but 0 for 2 basically on free balls. Those are essentially
one option
zeros.
passes. You're getting 6 hands in your face on that.
There it is. Good fix. Langston Payne.
The off speed.
The rest of the team knows that he'll weather that storm, gets it done. Good pass. And again, Langston Payne, when you're up that high, every option in the book.
He's running 2 balls out there, basically.
Yeah. At the tempo of a 1. 9-9. Another pass. He might tip, but he can absolutely unload on the ball. Well done by Payne.
Tied up here at 10s.
Both these teams playing well. I mean, their big guys are doing what you want to see. Both sides scrapping. Another good serve by Langston.
Getting him out of system.
Ooh, Nate Reynolds struggling right now to find some rhythm in his game.
And as I say, out of system just gets a perfect swing.
Yeah. Nelson, good ball. Reynolds blocked back by Rohina. Well, I know he's been one of the usual suspects, but just give him a breather. Go back to Spolnick, get him.
Spread out that offense, make it a little easier for him.
I mean, right now you got to look also on the other side of the court. This is, Ron, you got to know. You got Chandler back there.
Yeah.
Spolnick's hot.
Got to abuse that mismatch. Or just give it to Schickling, That works as well.
That's one of the hardest things to do on the bunch when you pass to 4, but the setter can get there. You get the middle. If there's enough space for a middle and an outside there, as a blocking duo.
You don't know what to do.
Oh, you have no idea. Because the set goes to either one of them. They both go up as a 1-2 bang bang.
Especially that tempo that they're running.
Yes.
If you jump with one, you're leaving the other one solo. So.
Yeah. Great pass, Chandler. Cut back. Spolnick gets a touch. Free ball recycle. Good pickup by Satterfield. Sees that one all the way. Schickling. Wow, back of the hand. A little flipper from Rohina. Coburn, he saw Ron Dunn earlier. He said, that looks like fun. Maybe I'll be playing outside today with the shoulders ready to cook.
Little 2-ball option.
And just like that, there was a 2-point lead for Founders that's now going the way of the Stingers. You're finding out for the first time we have a floor mic that feeds into your ears, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. You can hear
periodic things
everything.
that feeds back in. One of the highlights yesterday for me was when Tyler Hubbard-Neal cramped up.
Oh, my God.
He was on the ground
right next to
it.
the court mic.
So we had to really manage what was going on there because he was laughing, but also there was some family unfriendly verbiage that he used while he was rolling around laughing with his calf the size of about $1 bill, just completely seized up right there. It was pretty funny. Chandler hammers that, gets the overpass. Coburn does. Got to see that one coming.
2 in a row. Good for him, He wants to be a part of the action.
That's what I was going to say.
Not just setting everyone up. He's like, I miss swinging. I miss.
It's like, you know what? Now that I think about it, if you guys want to just, pass tight, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take a little breather here. That's 14-11. I like this timeout from the side of the Founders, down by 3. 1-minute breather, and we'll be right back. Big spin there from Baugh. Catches Nelson off the arm. (15-11). Stingers leading here.
They're finding their groove.
Yeah.
Again, first set warm up. Next
Suck.
3 sets is
It's just smooth as silk. Feels like they can do no wrong. Find that back line. Founders having a discussion if that needs to be challenged, but Elvin Otley had a very steady viewpoint of that one. We did too. It was we call that a line bounce.
Yeah.
16-11. Ball targets Spolnick, who steps in as 4-man serve receive. There's some room to go there. Rosa helps it out. Are we going to see a close? Absolutely not. Mency is 100% risk averse. Nelson dug by Rosa. Kind of a tight ball. He knows this is a cheat, like alluded to it or called it out there. He is 100% risk averse. If he's not a guy that's ever stepped closing. If he doesn't like the set, doesn't like location, set it over, try to get a better ball. Let's play another point. So young, I want to say he started around, he's I think 33 or 34 now, and I think he went pro at 17.
Wow.
Yeah. You go check out his volley box, kind of the Wikipedia of volleyball players. Yeah. There is a list. Good hand pass. Romero, again, this is what I'm saying. He's found his way into the rhythm. They didn't do enough to push him down, and now it's just automatic points. +6. That 2-point back and forth game of cat and mouse is long gone. We've kicked the door down, and Stingers are out full force right now.
Yeah. They're having fun with it.
Short serve, good help by Reynolds. Nelson, not without a little swing to the chest to wake Mency up. Some concerns in the chat with choppiness on the stream. We're definitely working on resolving that here. We're working out some internet connection related issues on our end, so seeing what we can do. We're aware and doing our best. Coburn to float, taken by Schickling. Langston Payne getting involved. Sometimes they're really, Founders just make it that bang-bang play, but they're just in the long rally right now. They just can't keep up with Stingers.
Yeah. They've got the side-out offense, but
pushing real points is a little difficult right now.
Mm-hmm. Can't weather the storm of the Stingers.
Dunn stepping in. Hoyt got too much heat. 20-14, a 6-point lead. If you're going to call a timeout, this is the one you call. Kind of try to reset the mental. Not that you're trying to win set 3. Reset the mental. Get the boys. Try to outscore 2 points to 1, 1.5 point to 1 in the last little bit here. Give it some legs. Warm everyone right back up. Try to play into set 4 right now. I don't want to wait any later because I think that at that point you're almost lying to yourself that you're playing strategically to win set 3.
Yeah.
Not that you're ever just giving up here, but there's a lot of mindset management, keeping your athletes, chasing victory, not accepting defeat. So
that's where it's hard not having any subs on the bench.
Yeah, no options.
Just trying to get your guys out of that mindset of go, 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 like the fight mode.
Yes. Coburn has to take one. Wow, JJ against the grain. Roll picked up. Schickling now going to swing. I thought there might have been a net. And this is one that you might call the net or call the challenge, because again, you're not gonna burn through 3 more.
Yeah, in one set.
Yeah, I like that. Because again, the weird thing about volleyball, and this is again kind of sounds really dumb when you say it out loud, but it's interesting if you haven't paid attention. That score is now on the board. So it's a 6-point lead, 21-15. You get this right, it's worth 2 points. So 4 feels a lot a lot better position than 6. And again, they still have but we'll have to see. Net's going to be called. Look into this. And again, this is the hard one. The ball cannot go into your arm to cause the net.
I think that Schickling had a high contact on that, and
I thought he got it above.
Yeah, I don't think it was anywhere near the net. So unless the ball was down before they netted,
no way. I don't think so. I mean, it was moving. Yeah? 2 for 2 up top. Let's go, baby. This is why people look at us. Because we'll let you know. And again, 16-20.
A lot more doable than 15-21.
I always feel silly bringing that point up, but man, as a player, you're like,
yeah.
Okay, you.
Especially towards the end of a match.
Yes.
At the beginning, it's whatever, but at the end, it's like, oh wow, all right.
Yeah.
It's still doable.
Chandler ball, though. And that's the other thing is sometimes when you get that and the game feels like it settles down to a lull, some teams struggle to, like, dial right back in. So then all of a sudden you sneak one more, and it feels like you just generated 3 points almost out of nothing. But Chandler, really, really good job there, just kind of picking it right back up, getting the ship righted for the Stingers.
I think what's helped with that, too, is just, like, the speed of the challenge system this weekend. There's been a couple times where it's just been a little – challenges last a little long, and then you get a little, like, lackadaisical. But this weekend's been pretty solid with it.
Yeah, and that's, last year we had someone, kind of a third party that was helping us with it. We invested in our own cameras. We have our own crew. We've been training our own team to do it. And as we get better, everything is smoothed out. I agree with you. It's it's so great to have it, but when it kills the flow, it's like, is this worth it?
Yeah.
But it's been going great this weekend so far. Chandler Baugh continues hammering balls. Schickling fixes. No offensive swing there. Done with a little slap up. Schickling rolls. Swing and a miss. Strike 1, 2, 3. There was a lot of arms flailing with that ball. They knew it was coming, too.
Yeah.
They saw his elbow
just
drop
jumped
early.
A little too early. That's one of those ones where as you're falling, it's going over your fingers and you cannot reach. It's just
flail around helplessly.
Half an inch above you. Just can't do anything about it.
Oh, Spolnick. Got Fabian
the closed
Rohina.
Hammer fist on that one.
And just like that, 2 points.
Yeah. Will they be able to pass this 2-point
They haven't been
little
able
hump
to
that they've been dealing with these last 2 sets?
Since they lost it at 12-10, they haven't been able to get back under it.
I say you got to go for that serve. Yeah.
You're only halfway up.
Because if that serve's going over, that's love you, Langston Payne, but that's a free ball right there.
Yeah. Nelson, tight. Quick little one tempo to Schickling. Rosa says, "Sir, I want my dig." Spolnick takes.
Hey.
He's just an animal. I think they need to go to him more, but there's a lot of balls pulling to zone 4.
Yeah.
That it's like, I
If
like
you're
that
pushing
Dunn's
it out
not
there,
forcing. Because Schickling's still continuing to really keeping Stingers honest.
And again, you just can't overload it, so you can have him one up at times.
Right.
Just a couple too many missed serves here at the end of this set is what it seems like.
Yeah.
Just got to find that rhythm, but still be aggressive at this.
Don't let them hit one. Don't let them hit one to see if they're going to get going. You don't have that luxury at 23-20. Make him sit on it, miss that serve, down by 2. See what you can do.
I'm one of those coaches that I wait until the arm goes out of the ref, and I'm like, nope, got to call it right there. Got to think they're about to serve, and then just ruin their little momentum.
My favorite thing also is when you got the R2, they're looking at you. They have a sense. The down ref knows when you're looking to call them, and so you wait to officially signal it, and so they know that you're about to do it, and they're like, okay, come on. And they're like, okay, now we'll take it.
That's a coach's point right there.
There it is. Sometimes it makes us look really smart when we talk about hypotheticals, and you talk about them enough See the elbow drop, and
Yeah.
it's like wait forward, straddle that line because you're going forward. See the elbow drop, and
Yeah.
it's like wait forward, straddle that line because you're going forward. Whether it's off the court to get a wipe or middle of the court. I agree with that. There it is, touch off of Baugh. Well, and the other thing to your credibility, I would say you and Ryan Mather are the two most impressive right side defenders in the league. I mean, that was always the thing of legends, you doing split digs in the back row. Like, your positioning is very good. And where some of those guys really live in that 6'9" realm,
Yeah.
you're sitting at 6'5", 6'6", more mobile.
The bigger you are, the harder it is to get low.
Yes. And on that missed serve from Reynolds, 25-22. We're going to go to set 4. 2-1 lead from the Stingers. Founders are hanging around, but do they have enough left in the gas engine? We will see. We'll be right back. Back into the action. I'm Nick England, joined by Jacob Vanderbeek. It's been a weekend full of celebrity guest appearances. You know, everything was coming a little bit together last minute for the stream this weekend, and unfortunately that means I'm not joined by the normal compatriots, Vira Thor, Noah Chast, Matt Prosser. But it's been great getting some new faces, and I love the players getting a chance to explore the game a little bit together and talk about it. It's been a ton of fun, so thanks for joining me here today.
Yeah, it's been a fun time just being on this side of the broadcast.
Yeah, you get to see a lot of things, and I think it gives some appreciation for the players for, you know, what all goes into it. That was a heck of a dig there by Dunn to get that rally started.
I did not think.
I don't think that
was
went.
below the tape.
I agree with you.
I also might have thought that libero save was over the antenna, but not the right angle, obviously.
There was a lot of things that I'm just going to say that's a point for the Stingers, and no one's challenging it. I was also kind of still like getting a little settled on the first point there, so interesting one to see. Coburn goes to the float here. Didn't quite like the results he was getting off that jump serve, and that's a good yield there. Nice scoop from Baugh. Mencia over the top, picked up by Satterfield. Spolnick aims for the back wall. Good pickup by Romero. And Sam's trying to take out the setter. Jeff Nelson, that's his head up as it comes. Throws it right back over. Romero had to kind of come all the way across the court. Saw a lot of space. And
some little tennis playing out there.
Yeah. I love how many guys we have that played other sports at a really high level. Just a couple. So you played collegiate tennis.
I did.
I found out last night that Ismail Alomar was getting trained as a high jumper in Puerto Rico. Logan Riding is a professional disc golf player.
Yeah, I've known Logan since 7th grade.
Really?
Played against each other since then in good old Fresno, California. Same thing with their setter, David. But yeah, Logan and I, in college, became professional disc golfer.
Yeah.
And he's like top notch.
Yeah, he's like sponsored,
Yeah.
very good, top level player. It's pretty funny to see some of these guys that just excel in they really get sports. Evan McDonough was another one that was a massive swimmer and then just kind of picked up volleyball.
Yeah, I think you see it in like our generations more of like multi-sport athletes. I think that's dying a little bit, unfortunately, just with the intensity that some of this youth sports is going into.
Well, yeah, sure, because I only started playing at age 14 for men's volleyball.
Okay, where Logan and I grew up, it was an elementary school sport actually.
Wow.
Sixes on the grass. Started at 10 years old.
Wow. So, I mean, and that's for me. Like, I went through 4 other sports waiting. Both my parents had played at least just like adult leagues and things like that, never collegiately or anything. But I knew I wanted to play. You know, I'd been around the summer camps in elementary, kind of those youth feeder things, but nothing to play until basically high school. So I agree with your assessment. You know, there's so much more growth in the sport means that there's more opportunities to start younger, which means less diversity up till that moment.
Especially with them all like becoming year-round sports. It used to just be like, all right, you go from January maybe to
July.
Yeah,
whatever.
And then you got the other 6 months of the year to figure out what you want to do.
And that's no longer the case.
Nope.
Now we have winter ball. Well, 4-2 lead here as we dial it back in. Founders in a good spot already, kind of using that little momentum they had developed. Ryan Schickling, he fixed the heck out of that set. Nate Reynolds left him an A-ball there. That was 10 feet off. But Ryan Schickling, he attacked that corner earlier, and Romero saw it similarly but picked it up. But he got him that time. A little more pace on the ball. Payne goes off speed. Easy pickup for Baugh. Again, below the tape.
Solid block on that one.
Yeah, Founders all ready for that one. Anything notable here on stats? Both teams are plus 11. Passing 41% for the Founders, 44% for the Stingers.
Just a 57 attack clip from Founders as opposed to 40% from Stingers.
More offensive for sure. You're seeing it's basically a Novel or a Zebra are scoring the majority of the points, it feels like.
It's a little more spread out on the Founders side, actually, from that last set.
Yeah. Oh, my God. He is so aggravating to play against. It's amazing. Roll shot in that one.
He even knows.
He's
just a little chuckle after that one. Nice, easy, 2% swing.
Yep. Good hand pass. Spolnick gets another opportunity. Man, he is just lighting this match up.
I think he took that tool a little personally on that last one.
Yeah. 15 kills, 19 attempts. He's hitting over 80%. 2 errors, has yet to be blocked. Okay, now I'm all in. Feed him every ball.
Yeah.
You're down 2-1 earlier. Keep that offense spread. If you can justify it, set up.
Like you said, the Philadelphia Spolnicks.
Yeah. They can make their logo the Sputnik. Reynolds, there it is.
Reynolds getting activated.
Yeah, he has been struggling so far. Serving has not been his strong point. Yeah, he's an overall -5, 7 service errors. But I got to look at Coach Papadilla, and it's like, man, put him on the ground. You got to start tapping floats in. 1 ace to 7 errors.
Yeah, at what point, even if your coach doesn't let you know, at what point do you personally just take it upon yourself? Ooh, a little windmill.
Fabian Rohina finds that one. Good cover up deep in the court. Ron Dunn was maxed out for that one there. Back to Reynolds. Dug by Rosa. Oh,
Ooh.
there's that same 2% roll shot. Unfortunately, 7 feet further off.
Yeah, you got to be a little closer for those ones.
Got to dial it up to about 24%. Schickling leaves it in the net.
Got a 4-point lead by the Founders. Early 4-point lead.
And the way that these typically get attacked, it's one real point there, one real point here, and all of a sudden by 17s, you're looking at 17-17. So they've got a battle to be very disciplined. Can't feel like that 4 points is enough. Good pass by Nelson. Reynolds low, dug up by Baugh, and thrown down. Set your boy Nelson there. I know that we're trying to get Nate going. I appreciate it. Right now, you got to take the freebies.
Yeah, dug 2 in a row. You gotta spread that out again.
The unfortunate reality also, both of those digs were insane.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's
JJ's
two
just in the
liberos.
right spot. Just
Also, the sets are coming low, and they're not getting across body, so there's no cutback option available to him. Dunn needs to bring him up another 8 inches to a foot even.
yeah, they're just kind of having to shot put that ball over.
Rosa with a stellar dig. Managed once again. Gets the overpass. Ron Dunn picked up, and that's going to be 4. Confusion. Baugh might not be wearing the blue jersey, but he certainly feels it there. I think he unloaded into Chandler as well. I think he was coming up to pass that ball and set it, and I think he kind of caught Chandler and smacked him in the jaw, or Chandler hit him.
Yeah, I think he little sucker punch, you know?
Yep. He's good to go. 10-6, 4-point lead is back. Reynolds finds
Solid
that one
rip.
in. There it is. This is our critique, though. He's missed 7 serves. He puts that one in. That's your result. You get a real point.
That's a reach out and stuff someone.
That is,
right
and you're
there.
the resident Thor.
Yeah.
But if you have to imagine, if he made half of those missed serves, they get 2 of them back. You know, even if it's 1, it's just those really matter. Paid the toll there. Romero's step closes. High, deep.
Ooh, they're calling a touch on that one.
Yeah, no way that was long gone. If they called a net, I could maybe see it, but that was still bouncing from the serve.
Yeah.
I don't know if someone added to it. I know it was moving from the serve. If they're calling a touch,
I
that
didn't see
was
a touch. I didn't see a
long
net
gone.
personally either, but
Also, as far as these go, you should never lose this unless you're really unlucky that it's not irrefutably overturnable.
Yeah.
Because you know if you touch that ball. So when Ron even said it, you could hear him go, a touch? Oh, then just challenge. It was a very casual, like, oh, that's what we're doing, but then a bang, bang, like this is how we're handling it. He knew that was way over the top. All right, well, Mike Mon taking a look at this one up top. Ball was out, no touch. See, you use all the tools. Now you guys see when I'm up here. You're reading lips, you're reading for body language. Ooh, the
they're
double
challenging
challenge.
the net.
Russ Holmes, number 12 and jersey number 1 in our hearts, former USA Olympian, decides that he's not going to be outdone. And again, if this,
I think it was still from the serve that clipped it.
I agree.
But also, that's also hard to tell because it's already moving. So
that's the nice part about having two people. You might be looking at something different than I'm looking at, and that's what we see a lot of time. Man, when you're solo up here, you're like, this is what they're challenging. But again, good challenge, right? Because points on the board. If they get this overturned, there was a net back at 7-10, and Stingers has 2 or 3 challenges to burn. They can't keep them in the 5th set. So use them now. Slows the game state down. And if they lose this, 2 challenges back to back, whoever's got to go serve, Nate Reynolds, man, right now, if he hits that jump serve, it's a missed point. It's going right back to the Stingers, as far as I'm concerned. And maybe that's abrasive. That's what the track record says right now.
We are reading the statistics and going by the numbers. I think we had a challenge like this yesterday where they called the ball out. One of our blockers touched it, but no one made a touch call, and they just called it in or out. So we challenged it. They called it in. We challenged it. It was out. We got the point. And there was no touch and no net on that point. So Founders get the ball.
So that's exactly what we saw as well. Serve coming through from that's what the net was still moving from the serve. So 6-point lead. Founders, great spot to be in. Nate Reynolds, find this one in, buddy. There it is. Good work. Set to the outside. Romero finds that one in the corner. A lot of acknowledgments. Romero wanted that last one back. He felt like there was a net and happy to get that point. But great work by Reynolds, stringing together 3 serves. Much needed. Take a little bit off, but look, he just got a nice extension of that.
5-point lead now. And that's going into double digits, so it kind of means something.
Yeah, now we are definitely not. Where there's a little camera issue right now. It's already been reset. That will be live in just one moment. All right, apologies for that. Feed dropped just for 1 second there.
Nice use of the block right there by Romero.
Your score is 8-12. Schickling with a good pass. Backside, Spolnick. Covered by Ron Dunn. Spolnick outside, inside. Nelson moves the feet. Covers himself with his chest and chin, but that's a double block. Hoyt getting it done. And now the Founders going to take a little time out, talk about it. They don't want to give up this lead. I think this is a good spot. Use one here early. Just kind of settle the boys down. We're going to settle down over here, take a 1-minute breather. We'll be right back. We're going to do a quick little reset on our stream here. We know there's a lot of frames dropping. It's virtually unwatchable. The way that we've got to reset this is we got to take our whole broadcast down real quick. So just give us about 1 minute here. Play will resume, but we'll catch you right back up. In the meantime, score is currently 13-9. We'll be right back. Stay tuned and dial back in on YouTube or wherever else you're watching. The stream will be back up momentarily. All right, well, we're still working through some of it. I'm not sure that it's been fixed. We appreciate your patience back home. Score is currently 15-15. We're seeing a lot of pressure put on by the Stingers.
Stingers have been chiseling their way back slowly. It's been like one real point, then they get it.
Little rally, back and forth. And then that one reel, that's what we talked about. I said 17-17. It only took till 15-15. Cobring on quick one, tip down.
He's found that line tip a little too often.
Yes.
And as a lefty, I feel like that's what you should be blocking, no matter how small a lefty outside might be right here.
Yeah, whether it's the blocker there or even just Ron Dunn, work from the outside in, get your right foot on over that line, whatever it might be, and then play into the court. I mean, he was in the right depth, but he was too far in.
Yeah.
Defend that line a little bit more. 16-15 for the Stingers. Tight ball. There it is for Nate Reynolds, creating a little bit of space, using all that verticality. Tied us up back here at 16. We missed Russ Holmes coming in as a blocking sub there for Chandler Baugh. A spinner from Spolnick. Quick to the outside. Ron Dunn loses that one, rolls right past him. Baugh's having a field day out there.
Mencia with the float serve.
Yep. Dunn out of system. Step close from Nelson. Misses hands altogether. No touch. Founders right now with no available personnel. They're just looking deflated. They've got to find some energy. They need someone to step in. And Spolnick just rotated back row. It feels like they're in a tough bind.
Yeah.
Spolnick misses that one. And there's going to be a timeout from Coach Pat Padilla down 3. 19-16. Looks like the sun might be setting here with a 4-set win for Utah, but we'll see how this one concludes in 1 minute. We'll be right back. Up Rosa to Mency high hands, good pickup by Nelson. Spolnick gets the tool, gets the guys dialed back in. That's a great rally in the sense that everyone kind of contributed there. Got a touch, dials them back in. Sometimes it's hard when you feel like you're also isolated from the play.
Yeah. I think for the rest of this match, they got to get to that next rotation, get Payne on, get Spolnick in, get him going for the rest.
Good pass from Romero. I agree with your take completely on that. That one goes out. No touch. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't flip Nate and Langston so that when you have Schickling front row as your one, you don't also have Langston, some more options. Kind of a weird lineup for me. I'm not sure if it's intended, if there's a matchup they're looking for, but
yeah.
Romero gets that one. Baugh finally. Ron Dunn breathes a sigh of relief. Block that one back into Baugh. Hits the antenna. Point for Founders.
19-0.
And if they hadn't gone down 3 after being +6, that 9-point swing, they wouldn't be sweating right now.
Yeah.
Float. Another pass for Romero. Spolnick picks it up. Tight ball. Everyone getting up there involved on the net. D-ball to Spolnick. Goes for the roll shot. I see a net or a touch. I'm challenging something. You got to talk to the boys. Figure out exactly what you're going for.
I'm thinking on that free ball over, though, you gotta have a perfect pass, be able to run everything. That was off 12-foot pass on a free ball. You can really only run the outside.
Yeah.
Got to dial that in at 19 all in the fourth.
I think that is an entirely fair critique, and I love to see your willingness to be critical of that. It is hard, man, when they're your friends, they're players that you interact with, you create content with, you interact with. But sometimes you just say, hey, that was a terrible free ball pass.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to see what the official – I didn't hear officially what they were challenging. They have to decide if it's a touch or a net that they're going to challenge. I was kind of 50-50 based on what I saw. I thought at least one of those two happened, but you can't just say, look at the net. Point stayed. I couldn't hear the takeaway up here.
I couldn't either. I don't really know what they were challenging, whether it was a touch or a net, but –
and also it's hard. Normally that's where, we get Haley Henderson or Noah Chast running around sideline. We're courtside.
Yeah.
You hear it all. A little bit different location for the
insider knowledge.
Yeah, so unfortunately no more context from us here. But 20-19, only a 1-point lead. That's going to be coming down tight. Spolnick does a nice job recycling. High hands. Outside to Romero. Nelson sees it, picks it up. Schickling's going to just set that one over, but set her out. Rosa to Romero. Triple block. Hard angles open. Satterfield can't quite handle the heat. 21-19. If you got a timeout, now is the time. Any deeper, 3 points down at 22-19 is a difficult one. I've lost kind of track between all of them here. I don't remember if they used one early to slow things down. I want to say they did, but
I'm not too sure. I also think that next point, I say you let them play this one.
We'll agree to disagree. I don't want Chandler getting any more steam.
I'm very stingy with my timeouts when I'm coaching too, so I'd rather not use them.
Yeah. I like to let the guys play for sure, but nice dig by Mencia. Coburn, every bit of his being to get that ball outside. And now Coburn gets the swing, gets the touch.
He's been waiting for that.
Yeah,
he's been wanting to get another rip in since.
Yeah, set two.
Yeah.
Or set three, yeah. 22-19. I'm still not sure that they actually even have any more timeouts. So
yeah.
Because I think that they called one at 13-19 when they were losing that lead, and then I think that they called another one at 12-19. Founders called one when they lost 3 of those 6 points, and then they called another one recently, I believe. I thought that was below the tape, but I saw below the tape personally here. But again, you and I, that's that tough one of
that one where if you're
because it certainly hit his arm, but through the net is what I saw.
Yeah, from a standpoint of you're pressing over the net, even if it hits the low part, it's gonna try to go up. It might hit your armpit, it might hit your tricep.
Take your headset off. Go take a look. Go enjoy the process. Go over there with them and just peek in there, get some inside information. You can see exactly what goes on. I'll hold the fort down. I'm sending my sideline reporter with the flow, Jacob Vanderbeek. I saw exactly what they were challenging here. We've got a camera right in front of that one, so we'll see a bit more. All right. So Vanderbeek got some eyes on that one firsthand. That one's gonna stay
off the tricep.
Off the tricep. Okay, so he was up there, caught him right there. Like we said, hard to tell. It definitely hit him. It was just a matter of did it get over the top of the net and You brought up a great point. That ball, once the net is kind of stationary or it's going to hit your arm, that's on a net, it's fine. But now the ball's going to kind of compress, start rolling up a little bit. You get a touch quite a bit of the time.
The change of direction, he was swinging more so angle seam, and then it went out to the right of him. So
Ron throwing fingertips over to keep that one on the side of the Stingers. Triple block. Who got that one? Oh, the Stingers did. Nelson a tad late. Romero giving
little off the net on that one.
Yeah. We've had a couple of those this match where guys just hammering balls, and it is going down fast.
You can't blink or else you just can't call anything.
Yeah, no idea what's going on. That one, we were totally blocked by the triple. Fabian Rohina, been relying on that float serve. Goes short, targeting Satterfield. Quick to Nelson, dug by Baugh. Oh, there's a tough pass from Payne. Didn't leave Ron Dunn with a lot of options.
Now we have match point for the Stingers in typical Stinger fashion in the 4-set victory.
Yep.
We'll see.
Man, being a Stingers fan must be one of those things that you've either completely accepted your fate, that's set one, you just time it 24 minutes after the game starts, you just tune in. If you're up one, you're happy to see it, otherwise it's just business as usual. But great club. It's just surprising how well or how reliably that occurs. And that's going to do it. Both these teams completing their regular season. Utah Stingers second in the American Central Division, third overall heading into playoffs. They'll play the San Diego Wild in the first round, and that means that we're going to see the Inland Empire Matadors, who took down Southern Exposure in 3 straight sets this morning, playing the Las Vegas Ramblers. That's going to be you guys in that final weekend. And on the other side, that means that we're going to see Texas Tyrants taking on Puerto Rico Pythons, and then the OC Stunners will go head-to-head against New Jersey Freedom in a rematch of last year's quarterfinal.
That'll be a solid first round of playoffs here in the NVA.
Oh, that's going to be a stellar performance. Shout out to the Philadelphia Founders. Welcome to the NVA. Their first season, one of the 3 inaugural teams brought in this season. Tough one, finishing up overall 1-9. A lot of great things that they can start building a program on. And it's not easy. You're playing catch-up. Teams that have been around 3, 4, 5 years in the league, you're trying to build through that, trying to recruit players in the backyard of Freedom, which is a 10, 12-year-old program even before joining the NVA. There's a lot more name credibility there. So
getting your name out there is going to be good for you, though, just picking up some people that are not too happy with the teams that they might be on this year, or talent that graduates this year even from the college realm.
Yeah, and they've got a lot of those D3 and D1 opportunities up there, so maybe restack that roster. Looking forward to see how they come back. But either way, that's going to do it for us. I'm Nick England. Jacob Vanderbeek stopping by, helping me out. Another voice, beautiful hair, and a great vibe. I appreciate you stopping by, buddy. Really helping me out.
It's been a pleasure.
And we got one more match coming your way, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's going to be your Puerto Rico Pythons playing the hometown OC Stunners. Again, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you then.